Wonderful, Jonathan and Jordan. Younger one needs more meditation than we guys. So, our study is Sadhana Panchakam. When we follow the meditation with the teachings and the principles, what happens? I say it is a post meditation. What is post meditation? The post meditation is the real meditation practice. What is pre meditation? Oh, no, no, be mindful. No, we talk to each other, be mindful. No, no, focus on the breath for 5 minutes, it will happen. Pre meditation. As if I'm saying you don't have a driving license, come on, drive your car. What is going to happen? So, let me give a title to the topic today: what we need to fulfill our desires. One, and why our desires are not fulfilled. You see that? Your mind will say, the meditation means transcending all the desires. The majority of the people, they are highly intelligent, wise people. And when they hear this, transcend all the desires, I have a lot of desires to fulfill in my life. This is not the right time for my meditation. And they leave it. They don't want to go for it. Do you see that point, Lara? In our profession, we see that. So now, that is why this text was written, to balance our personal life, professional life, social life, and so-called the spiritual life of a meditation. So pre-meditation, you understand, just casual. It's a kind of a window shopping of meditation. And post-meditation, you understand the principle. You understand it clearly and you apply it. Now let us take an example of the topic today, what we need to fulfill our desires. Can you say that life is a series of desires? Our every action has a motive, and that motive is a desire. Are you clear? You have joined me because of a desire. Is it not true? So life is a series of desires. First thing. Our desires change at different stages of life. Are you clear? Our desires changes at different stages of life. When we were born, our parents, when we start growing up, started making some move, our parents gave us the toys to enjoy. So our desire was to have the toys, to have the candies, sweetness. As we grow older, our desire changes. Some biochemical changes, hormone changes, and there is a desire for pleasure of sensuality. At the same time, we have a desire for knowledge. Do you see that? I cannot desire to do jogging when my knees hurt. Can you take a luxury of doing the jogging and knees having a pain? The answer is no. So, in order to fulfill the desire, what is the factor? I need my instruments are working fine. I cannot fulfill the desire of eating lot of sweets when I am diabetic. Are you understanding? Now apply this in daily life. Your mind is haunting with your subconscious thoughts to fulfill a particular desire. The instruments are not ready, and your intellect says no. Mind says yes. Intellect says no. Mind says yes. If the mind dominates, you fulfill the desire of eating the sweets. I told you last time, my friend, one of my good friends, he's diabetic. So he had a video call and he was eating sweets. I said, how dare you are eating sweets at this age? More or less, we are of the same age. Ah, who cares? Let me eat sweet and enjoy the pleasure. And after that, I will take pills to control that sugar, to control that. I can tell you, Lara, we are doing the same thing at least in 90% of the cases. We all are doing the same thing. And what is the result? Stress, anxiety, reaction, problem. We invite problem in our life. We are understanding what we need to fulfill our desires, why our desires are not fulfilled, with reference to the entire life and its movement. So, first thing is desire. Now, desire. So, do we ever contemplate whether my desire is right or wrong? We take it for granted. This is my desire. I have to fulfill my desire. Forget about the rest of the world. What is going to happen? If the desire is wrong, you know it. If the desire is right, but how the desire would be right? Can you have any desire without knowledge? Think of it. Younger ones should start thinking in that way. It gives you a clear direction to the life. Knowledge. Without knowledge, I cannot have a desire. I want to buy a car, I must have a knowledge of the car, the utility, what pleasure it gives me. Then only I can. Sweet. I have eaten sweets before. Gives me sweetness. I enjoy the pleasure. So I must have a knowledge. Whether the knowledge is right or wrong, so I should have a right knowledge. Right knowledge leads to right desire. Even if I have a right knowledge, right desire, if my equipments, you cannot say equipments, if you have those instruments which are functioning properly and rightly with reference to the desire, you can easily fulfill the desire. Where is the cause of anxiety, reaction, duality, and conflict in life? Are you clear? I have to examine. First, I have to get the right knowledge. Second is, from the right knowledge, let me see whether the right desire. So, what is that right desire? Right desire or wrong desire with reference to that object and stage of life and instruments. We never think in that way. The masters give us the right direction to think. Desire, okay, I have a desire. So first check it, right or wrong, with reference to the stage in life. I'm a diabetic and I'm eating sweets. I have a knee pain, still I have to jog. Anyhow, I have to do it. Check it. So with reference to instruments and with reference to an object. Now, once we have understood all these points, can we categorize desires in our life? In your mind, you have to do this. And once the mind is clear, the intellect takes over the mind, you're living free from anxiety, busyness, stress free life. So, can we categorize these desires? Again, it is based on the knowledge. I must have the right knowledge, how to categorize them. I have to see all my instruments are functioning properly, and the stage of life with reference to desires, so you can live a stress-free life. What our masters have told us, that you can divide this life into 4 stages, 24/7. The first stage of the life is the right knowledge. Second stage of the life would be to contemplate and reflect in order to apply that knowledge. What is the application of that knowledge? Filter out what is not desired, accept what is desired. Now you have a right desire. With that right desire, check the equipments. Are you capable of fulfilling those desires? Do you have the resources? So, our masters have said that there are 4 stages of the life. The first stage, the first step in the life to have the right knowledge, clarity, conviction in the intellect. Why? See that, what happens. Mind says, I have tasted sweet, sweet is good. It overlooks whether I'm diabetic or not. The intellect does not come into the picture. It does not contemplate and reflect. Mind takes over the intellect and you continue eating sweets, and ultimately you are counting your days in life. I'm giving a very remote example. You can apply the same example at every desire. What is that desire? What I'm going to do today? All our actions has some motivation. That motivation is a desire. Whether that desire is right or wrong, it's a little complex principle, but I will last next week when I cover the 4 principles, then you'll be clear. So 4 stages. The first stage is of the knowledge early in the morning, even for 10 minutes, what I'm going to do. Everything is okay. My equipments are okay. Instruments are okay. What are those instruments? Body, energy, mind, intellect, ego. See that? These are my equipments. I have to use them in order to fulfill the desire. Are you clear? So let us cover the first 4 stages. The first stage is of the knowledge. And the second, we all are living in a world. So we have a family, professional, social life. And that family, professional, and social life have certain desires. We should be very clear about it. Third stage of the life, that now I have been fulfilling all these desires. They come and go. They give me the pleasure. Sometimes they give me the pain. Can I think? Can I contemplate over it? So when you contemplate and reflect, you filter out what is not desired. Because the mind keeps those thoughts, what is not desired, that is the cause of anxiety and the stress in life. That causes the mind to wander. That distracts the mind. You need not to focus in your life. There is a natural focus. So gain a natural focus to purify the mind and to be ready for meditation is the fourth stage of life, life of self-discovery. So life of knowledge, the stage of the life, or the first step, knowledge is paramount importance. Sa vidyaya vimuktai. Our master says, knowledge, real knowledge is that knowledge which liberates you from suffering. I have a lot of interactions with thousands of people, extremely intelligent and genius in every trade, and they have a lot of suffering in their life. And I used to ask them, are you intelligent? Yes, I'm intelligent. So apply your intelligence to drop your stress. Why you have called me? Why you are spending money? So there our master says, right knowledge is that knowledge which brings an end to the suffering. That is of prime importance. Are you getting it? It is so easy to understand. Now we normally say, no, I'm intelligent, fairly intelligent. Are you in stress? Then you're not intelligent. Then you are not intelligent. You see that? So that is why the right knowledge, first part, 24 by 7, this knowledge must work. So when I apply the second knowledge, what is the knowledge? Knowledge of the material world that gives me the skills to continue my professional life. So I should have also the skills to live a family life, live a social life. So two parts of the knowledge. One knowledge that liberates you from the suffering, and the other knowledge supported by the real knowledge to live a life of harmony, of peace, of happiness. No, my honey doesn't listen to me. Is the right statement or wrong statement? Ask yourself. So, because your honey is not listening to you, that is why you are in stress. So, your honey has a remote of your stress. Just think of it. That is the third stage of the life that I must contemplate. I must spend minimum half an hour, or I continue to contemplate during my performing any action. I'm giving a class, I'm contemplating and reflecting. What should I give you? How I should give you the maximum? Keeping aside any point of ego or keeping aside any result of that action. Just let me express as best as possible. In your profession, express as best as possible. In your professional life, express as best as possible. In your family life, express as best as you can. Do you see that? Just check it. You have to go through it. It's a very subtle principle. So third stage of the when you organize these three stages of the life, the meditation is a play and a fun. Fourth stage of the life is the life of self-discovery. Are you getting it? Are you getting some point? If we are completely clear about our desire, you see that many masters teach, you have a lot of desires, that is why you have a lot of stress. Why I'm living a social, family, and professional life? Why? Go to the Himalayas. Continue to live in the stress there. That is why those masters have never gone to the Himalayas. They have gone to the Himalayas to drop what is not desired. Whether it's a wrong desire and they are continuously chasing them, okay. How many masters continued to live in the Himalayas? They came to the ground again. They started teaching. So If we are clear about our desire, one, we are clear about the stage of our life, two, and we are clear about our equipments. Equipment or instrument. Now, equipment is singular, yeah? It's not plural. Now look at couple of things about the equipment. Body. Body is one of the outermost equipment. Yeah. The downward movement of the body is caused because of aging. Upward movement of the body caused by regular care, activity, rest, and relaxation, and harmonizing waking, sleeping states, and minimizing the dreaming state. I have a desire. I fulfill the desire through the equipment. I enjoy the fulfillment of desire through these instruments. Am I clear? Am I clear? I have to fulfill the desire through either the body or the energy or the mind or the intellect or my ego. See, I have a big mention, ego. Well, that's also fulfillment of desire. Do you see that? So, do you see that? Now, look at the equipments briefly, and you have to think over it so that meditation becomes a joy of conscious living at every moment. Look at those equipments. So, what I said, downward movement of the body is caused by aging. Can you stop aging? Respect it. Respect it. Enjoy it. You still can have a lot of other desires. I have to find out. Now, what the Eastern wisdom says? Eastern wisdom says we have to infuse consciousness in the body. When you infuse the consciousness in the body, you always remain young and energetic. Don't go back what is not desired in aging process. Just giving you a brief of it. Now talk about the energy. The downward movement of energy is caused by the body which uses it. An upward movement of energy because the mind always lifts this energy based on right desire. My master used to say the top, the crown of the head, when the energy touches the crown of the head, nobody can prevent you, nothing can prevent you to live in peace, permanent peace and happiness, love and wisdom. And with the same energy going down at the tailbone, symbolically, you have anxiety, you have fear, you have duality, you have conflict, you live a stressful life. Prana, the energy by itself, is material. So, who drives that energy? The mind. If the mind drives the energy with the right knowledge and the right desire at a right stage in life, see that? I'm combining this. The life changes. The life will change in 24 hours. I can tell you. Are you getting it? Second equipment. Third equipment is mind. We already know mind is the cause of the stress, and the mind is also the cause of peace. So, one Upanishad that I have been talking about, in Laris, we did that. What is mind is of two types, pure and impure. Impure mind causes the wrong desire and projection of happiness outside. Pure mind leads to permanent peace and happiness. So there is an upward movement of the mind. There is a downward movement of the mind. These are equipments we are talking about, instruments. How to use those instruments in order to live a life of meditation 24 by 7. Third equipment. One master, Patanjali, yes, Patanjali says in the, I think, fifth or sixth sutra, uh, he says that all our desires outside are either painful or non painful. Any fulfillment of desire outside has two factors. Either they are painful or non painful, means it gives you a short lived pleasure. That is the rule of the mind. But involved desire, desire for meditation, to live into the permanent peace and happiness, it goes beyond painful and non painful. That is why we have to practice meditation. What is the fourth equipment? Intellect. Intellect is the fourth equipment. What is the downward movement of the intellect? When it is dictated by the mind with a wrong desire, with a wrong understanding, with a wrong knowledge. I told you that, that guy did practice for almost 6 months, twice a week, last year from California, IT industry. He said, if I don't take the drug, I cannot perform my role of a vice president in a big company. I don't want to reveal that. So, what should I do? I said, you have come to me to meditate, so let us do. So, after 3 months, he said, I enjoy now more in meditation, and my mind rejected to take any kind of a drug. I feel more focused naturally once I understood these principles. Intellect. So, if the intellect goes in a wrong direction, it was right for him. He was taking the drug, he could focus and he could meet the target, and that he was earning almost 500,000. No doubt. Fulfillment of desire, misusing the instrument, what will be the result? Think of it. Just think of it. Are you understanding? Are you getting it? Misusing the instrument. So, intellect has to must refine our life. It must offer me a clarity of understanding, whether I'm living a personal life, professional life, social life, family life, any point, the intellect must come to safeguard me with the right knowledge. With the right knowledge. Am I talking about blind belief? No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking just a rational way of understanding. The last equipment is ego. My master used to say, you should have an ripe ego, not unripe ego. That is the way to use this ego. What is unripe ego? I'm more intelligent than you. You don't understand. So, unripe ego attaches itself with the objects and the pleasures of the world and claims that I am on the top. What is ripe ego? Well, everything comes from the existence. I worked hard, no doubt, but existence gave me the fruit. I always act as an instrument of the existence. That is why you see my tagline, evolve and help everyone to evolve. You have to think over it. Then we will go for 4 principles of the third stage of the life, how the intellect and the mind should be purified, made clear, so that it should awaken to the right knowledge with the awareness. It means you are always 24 by 7 aware with the right knowledge. When you are aware with the right knowledge 24 by 7, how can you be fully busy? How can you be tired? I'm just giving you some words that you need to think. You never feel tired, I can tell you. You live into that state of the calmness and peace. Think of it. Desire, equipments, equipment or instruments, states of the life. Once you live into that with the clarity, the permanent peace and happiness and the joy is here and now in your life. Close your eyes. Let us start our journey. Eyes are closed. Third stage of the life contemplates. Knowledge is that which releases me from all suffering. So today after the meditation, keep this statement in your mind and continue to think and contemplate. Knowledge releases all my suffering at any moment in my life? If it is true, what are my challenges? Let me move into the right knowledge. Have a right desire and see what happens. Think in that way. The stage one starts. You're looking deep inside your head or the heart in the space, and the body is steady. The body is steady. See that. Body is steady, and you're looking inside. Where you are looking? In the space, or emptiness, or blankness, or darkness. Whatever Master says, when the mind begins moving within, the mind leaves the equipment of the body to its own intelligence. So what happens? It drops into the steadiness. It also drops into comfortable. We are doing the practice, but gradually we will uh, leave these three steps. We'll maintain the first step and you will see you become comfortable. So being comfortable, looking at the neck joint. Who is looking? The intellect is clear. The mind is clear. You're mentally looking at the neck joint, but why you are looking? You know it. You have a right knowledge. You are looking to raise awareness. You are infusing consciousness in the body. At a very simplified level, I say be comfortable, but it has a subtle point. So looking at the neck joint, being there, feeling, and experience of sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. Shoulder joints, now I go directly. Shoulder joints, sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. Hip joint, sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. Knee joints, sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. Entire body. Now you have been doing it for a couple of weeks, so no issue. I can go even little faster in the stage one, being carefree. Being carefree. All these thoughts, feeling, amazes that enters into the mind constantly changing is not me, separate from me. I am none of them. That is the message. Can you see that? Can you separate in the field of awareness? And for which I gave metaphor, standing across the road, watching the traffic, the birds flying in the sky. In the sky. Does the sky change? No. So I have a deeper awareness. I give another metaphor. Deep down into an ocean, water deep down, water always is calm. On the surface, turmoil, waves, wind. Do you see the desire? The wind of desire changes the flow of the water and creates the wave. And that wave overlaps, which claims I'm busy, I'm stressful, I have lot to do. No, you are carefree. Third point, fourth point, fourth step in the stage one is being casual, existence. Being casual and natural. Why I use that step here. The intellect and the mind should be clear. The water is existence, wave that exists, and what exists has to go. The wave appears and disappears. A desire appears, disappears. See that. Thought appears, disappears. But that water, that calm mind is always there. Can I say the mind is twisted, becomes one desire, distorted becomes the wrong desire, going straight becomes the right desire. See that? I'm using different terms to make you understand. Now, we go to the second stage. We continue with our process of purification of the mind and lifting the prana. You see that whatever we discussed, I now you can become easy. That why I gave those steps. In the humming step, the energy and the mind are lifted up. It's an upward movement. That gives you the calmness. So let us start with the first step of purification. Eyes. Look deep inside the heart, be cheerful, be steady, and start breathing quick, short breath from the chest through both the nostrils. Just continue playfully, joyfully, my friends. Playfully, joyfully, my friends. Continue. Quick and short breath. And stop it. Start. Deep, silent and slow breath. Totally silent inhalation. First into the belly, then into the rib cage. While breathing out, make the humming sound louder, deeper, longer. Check. The next breath is deeper than the previous one. Next humming sound is longer than the previous one. That is your intent. That what is that intent? It's your desire. Fulfill that desire with awareness and see what happens. Continue the humming sound, the previous. The next breath is always deeper, the next humming is always longer. And that creates the magic. It naturally lifts the mind and the breath, the prana. Two equipments. Where it lifts, and so called the third eye. What happens? The right knowledge is revealed, even if you do not study these texts and teaching and principles, but if you are committed, that's another process. And now stop this humming sound. Continue with that deep, silent, and slow breathing. Inhalation and exhalation is your car. We'll do the nyasa in the third stage. As you inhale, move the mind from the inside the right arm, from the right shoulder to the finger, or from the finger to the right shoulder. Sorry. And as you exhale, move the mind inside the left arm in the space or darkness or emptiness. So, that darkness, emptiness, and the space is the highway, totally blank. You will realize it. Why it is blank? The mind is living within. You have a conscious experience. And what is the breath? Breath is your car. And who is the driver? The mind. Now, this mind is driving smoothly with awareness. So, even if some thoughts are there on the highway, okay, you continue your journey. Now, moving the mind inside the left arm. Sometimes we add additional step of sensation, relaxation, and stillness in the stage 3, and sometimes we skip it because we are already experiencing. Now inside the right leg, the mind moves with the breath inside the right leg on the space on the highway. What we are looking for, a deep meditative state. What happens? The knowledge reveals through the experiences in the beginning, variety of experiences. Let it happen. Recognize them, accept them, let them continue, let them stay, let them go, let them change the experience. Now, inside the left leg, mind, driver is the breath, the car is the breath, mind is the driver, and highway is the space within. That confirms conscious living of the mind within. Can you imagine the joy you get? Oh, this is the way the mind lives within. And it is totally separate from all the thoughts and desires and the craziness. Oh, this can be achieved. The intellect has a conviction, not only by an experience, but by also the knowledge. See that? So we have to allow this equipment, intellect, to have a right knowledge, conviction. Now move the mind in the spine from the top crown of the head to the tailbone. Crown of the head and tailbone, inside is the space, the highway. You're dropping from the top, descending and ascending. Mind moves with the breath from the tailbone to the top of the head. Nothing is mystical. We make it mystical. And we enjoy mysticism. I'll tell you a great story after the session. Third stage of Nyasa. And now drop it. We move into the stage 4. Or whatever is left unattended should also go. So look inside the head or the heart in the space. Well, any thought enters, superimpose Om Shanti. So you're superimposing Om Shanti in a joy, with awareness, not by force, not by reaction. And I have already explained to you how you do it. I, as a mind, come to your house and you say, who are you? And I say, Om Shanti. Where are you going, Om Shanti? Why you have come, Om Shanti? Which car you are, Om Shanti? Which meditation you give? For every thought you have, you ask me, and my simple answer is Om Shanti. So your simple answer is Om Shanti to any thought, feeling, experiences changing at this moment. What will happen? The crazy mind that causes the anxiety, duality, conflict will get bored of the same answer, and that will awaken you to higher consciousness. How simple it is. These are the Tantra practices. I integrate steps from all traditions to maximize the benefit. Continue. Fourth stage. When we don't have a right knowledge and clarity, then the mind feels a burden to say Om Shanti. I have to simply say Om Shanti. Any thought comes, good, bad, high, low. No thought. Let me enjoy that state. Uh, Now stop this Om Shanti. Enter into the fifth stage. We normally do nothing in the fifth stage, but we are aware of the breath going in and out. Means the breath is going in and out. Means you are aware of it. Second point, you are aware of the sensation of the breath going in and out inside the nose. That is so natural. And the third, no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. We are coming near to the existence. I gave an example. Calm, water is calm in an ocean in a full moon night, and you go near. Wow, the full moon reflects in that calm water. That is what the three pointed awareness of the breath. Behind that three pointed awareness of the breath, you see something, you witness. Do nothing. Remain as you are in the state of doing nothing. Does the wave create itself, or the water creates the wave? We forget the water. We forget our existence. We take credit of doing everything. We exist because of existence. That is the discovery in meditation. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences so that everyone enriches, understands, sharing helps. And you may have any question, you can ask any question also. So, yes, Sergey, how are you?
Good. Staying calm.
Feeling calm?
I have a question.
Yes.
To be a good student, you should be open for a teacher.
I did
How?
not hear you clearly.
Sorry. I believe that being a good student means be open for new information, for knowledge. How to be open? How to be a good student?
Very good. His question is very interesting. Normally, we say students should be open to receive the knowledge. Now, the question is, how should we open? When you have a doubt, when you have stress in your life and you cannot handle it, and you want to know who the hell I am, what is my true nature, I don't know clearly. I am not clear about my life and its purpose. I have tried hard. So, what happens? That mind, when it leaves its own thoughts and wants to know about the purpose of life and who am I, you are already open. Second point of opening is that whatever I know is not helping me. So leave aside all the knowledge that I know. Let me know something new. With this beer guy is saying, absorb it, assimilate it, and see what happens. That is another way to open. You are already doing it. How are you, Terry?
I'm very good. I did it.
No, we did it.
I I was distracted a little bit, but I still went pretty deep. I think not as much as I might have, but I was at the same time aware of things outside me in the room, of my body being there, of the fact that it wasn't holding perfectly still, but at the same time I was aware of the inside and the
Wonderful.
the awareness in the darkness and the phenomena going on in there.
That's good.
Yeah.
You're doing good, Terry. I want you to start walking, not
Yes.
jumping. Yes, that's really good. How are you, Daniel?
I'm fine. I think that today it was a little bit different for me than the last 2 weeks, last two meditations, because it was, I'm not sure if I can describe it, it was very active. So
Very
before
good.
my was gone somewhere, and today I had a feeling that it was very active, and I was fully aware what is going on, and surprisingly, it was very enjoyable.
Very enjoyable. You feel more energetic. That
Yes,
is
on
what you
so
mean.
when
Yes,
when
more
I
energetic.
when I move my mind to different part of the body, I think that was my imagination, but I was feeling warm in in these parts.
Feeling warm. That's really good. Wonderful experience. How are you, young ones, Jonathan and Jordan?
Good. I enjoyed today's meditation. I think for me, I think it's very. I want to start to begin, like my mind immediately begins to try to understand things intellectually. However, I think that I get more enjoyment when I sort of move beyond the intellectual like I don't think any of these things can be like the full experience is an intellectual experience. It's a different kind of experience. And so
It is deeper.
yeah, so it's just it's being okay with not intellectually or trying to fully understand it intellectually and just experience it. And I think that's where I'm trying to move my practice toward, which was good today.
That's really good. I can understand what you mean. Normally, the entire tradition, different traditions, including the religion says, believe me, don't reason. But if I have an intellect, why shouldn't I reason? If there is a God who has given the intellect to reason and to clarify, why shouldn't I reason? So our mind sometimes is mesmerized by that idea that the moment we enter into any kind of meditation, which includes religion, I should not reason. I should not understand. So when you do not understand, then what happens? The word is used mystery. And the mystery opens the gate to, I don't want to say, you already know it. So the Eastern wisdom says that first you understand intellectually. Clarity is there, right? Now I gave you one example where this meditation leads you if you understand so-called intellectually, and then we say practice. Are you Jonathan? Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Is it intellectual understanding or your experience?
Experience. Exactly.
So the highest meditation, what happens? You are understanding intellectually, and at the same time, it becomes an experience.
Right.
There we are heading to.
Right.
You see, when you share your experience, I get some those ideas and thoughts to give you that. So how many times you say it is my intellectual understanding, I don't have an experience? Because the mind is impure, that's why I don't have the direct experience while understanding intellectually. We have to reach to that state of awareness. How are you, Jordan?
Good. I liked, or I guess my takeaway is, not only trying to or aiming to remain calm during this practice of stillness, but I think that being able to keep a calm and peaceful mind amidst the chaos of what we experience in day to day is crucial for, just overall inner peace. So I liked that message.
And that is good for my personal, my professional, my social life too.
Yeah.
When I express in that peace. Jaran, your voice is very sweet and calm. Did anybody say you like this?
Does anyone see me like sweet and calm?
Yeah. Jonathan is laughing. I get it. Don't. How are you, David? David and Jerry.
This was a little different one for me because a lot of times when I go into it, I'm kind of analyzing it so I can be prepared to talk about it at the end. And this one, I just let that go, and I just really enjoyed the whole experience. And
That's good.
It was just blank. It was just a really wonderful, peaceful experience because I wasn't attached to, my analysis of it, if that makes sense.
That's another deeper experience. Yeah. Sometimes the intellect wants to know, analyze, and sometimes it doesn't. So when it does not want to it, let us maintain that calm and peace. Now apply the same principle in your daily life. That's another part of the learning. Sometimes my mind does not want to say anything, or your mind does not want to say anything in society, in profession, and your family life. And somebody is pricking you up, but your mind doesn't want to say anything. We lose control, and whatever we say causes the mess. When the mind doesn't want to say anything, internally say no. Okay, good, good, good. I'll respond to you after I think over it. Don't respond. Don't try to be intelligent. We do it. You know that we do it. And that causes the problem. How are you, Jerry?
Good. It was interesting because I had this session with you yesterday. Just not the meditative practice, but just the information. So to assimilate it after we had it, and then I wrote it down, and then now today with the practice, for me, the stillness is what is there. And it is a lot of information, but as Jordan said, it's to take that stillness with you in everything you do, and that calm, and it is there.
It is.
So we just have to know it.
Understand that. That is what Jerry did. We had a beautiful session yesterday. Then she took note of it. What it means? I contemplated. I reflected on those principles. So when you are contemplating and reflecting on those principles, the mind that wants to be crazy drops down. There is a clarity and conviction in the intellect that doesn't allow the mind to go crazy. And then you practice meditation. That is the third stage. Lara, how are you?
I am pretty good. I had a very interesting practice. I was going very in and out today. My equipment of my body was really pulling my attention because it doesn't feel good today. And so I kept getting pulled out, but then I'd go in and I'd drop really deep for a second, and everything would go really black, and then I'd get pulled out. So for me, it was just more about watching with awareness what's happening.
It becomes natural to you. I appreciate when you spoke that equipment. My master, you have already seen his picture. He's so heavy, 6 feet 5 or 6 inches. And he used to give a talk for 3 to 4 hours. And then, he's so heavy at the age of 85, 89. He could not lift his body. So he used to have a bigger smile. Come on, my horse, get up. Horse is an equipment. So he's fully aware that this is equipment, this is not me. You maintain that awareness and you see the next time you're always feeling good, energetic, in peace. Yes, you followed in a very totally a different way, but much better way. How are you, Stephen?
I'm good. I'm good. Very peaceful, and I feel a deep meditation again today. One of the things that I was somewhat focused in on, if that's the right term, in some of our past meditations, you've made mention of seeing the change in body temperature, the seeing of colors, and then we have this tendency to focus in on those colors, and you avoided having those conversations. So during this meditation, as soon as I closed my eyes and we went into meditation is when I felt that energy within my body, and I made it a point to not focus in on that, and it actually got more intense by not focusing in on it.
That's a very good point.
Yep. And so and then the blue colors started appearing, and I was like, I'm not paying attention to the colors, and that got more intense. So it was from energy through my body to the color. I was just blue. I didn't see anything else but the blue, and then just peace and quiet. It was pretty good.
I really appreciate, Stephen. You see that's what I have been saying. Let experiences come, recognize it, accept it, continue the journey. Second part, these experiences are milestones. They are not the final journey. Now, when you travel around the countryside, goal is always your home, but you always say, what a beautiful scene. Every milestone, you enjoy that. But you don't stop there. Second part, everything is there. But when we have a clarity of the goal, I want to find my true nature. Finished. Let the milestone come and go. That will take us to the heights. Otherwise, if we get caught up with these experiences, no, we need to share it. But if we get caught up with these experiences, then what will happen? Mysticism starts. That we don't want to understand because these experiences attracts us. And what attracts you may not be right. So maybe in a week or so, I will change the entire meditation practice. I see that everyone is doing very good. Any question? That is all. Thank you very much. Be in peace and keep smiling.
Namaste.